All right, team, we're going to go ahead and review some of the changes that have been made to the Closing Manager checklist. We're going to review a few different things with our Toast POS system, as well as the nightly close report in your Wrike request. So the very first thing in regards to starting your closeout of day, so after all shift reviews have been done by front of the house staff and most employees are actually closed out and all of your checks have been closed out, you can start your close of day process in your POS system. This can be directly done at your terminals in the front of the house, simply by going into your Toast main menu icon and going under your management activities of closeout day. Once you bring this up, on the left-hand side, it'll give you your status in regards to your icons that need to be completed prior to finishing and printing your Z report. You'll need to have 0 unpaid checks, 0 unclosed checks, and if you do have open checks or unpaid checks, you can click on the view icon selected right here, and it'll actually bring up the closed checks for you to make modifications or any adjustments. Here, you want to make sure that all of your employees are clocked out. However, if you do have employees still clocked in, you can definitely hit review. That way you can either adjust anyone's time cards of individuals who forgot to clock out, or you can follow up with those individuals that are still currently clocked in to get an ETA on making sure that they are clocking out prior to leaving the building. Payments needing capture, this particular check mark doesn't need to be completed. This will actually be completed by Toast at 4 a.m. This is your credit card payments as regards to an old like EDC or finalizing any of your credit card payments. This is actually done automatically through Toast. So this is the only icon right here that does not need to be completed for the Z report and the close of day. You need to make sure that all drawers are closed. You have to make sure that any of your drawers are all closed. If any drawers are left open, you can click here to view and do. And then finally, you need to make sure that you're entering in your deposit. On your POS system in your front of the house, it'll only allow you to enter in deposits that are in a positive cash flow. If you are in a negative cash flow, you will need to input your deposit in the back end of Toast. Once that is actually completed, you'll return to your POS screen. Making sure that the next step, which would be here, which would show everything in green other than the capture, as a good to go. At that point, you will print your Z report right here to turn into with your paperwork and your financials for end of day, and that is closing out the day in Toast. The next step that we'll be going over is going to be the additional steps in your nightly close report in Wrike. So once you select into your request key here, it'll bring up your nightly close report for your locations. All information right now that you've been putting in is still current. Down at the bottom, you will see that we have added in time clock verified and cleaned, which is making sure all employees have clocked out, and Toast will assist you in that for you to be able to select yes. It also is detailed that you have made sure that you have verified all of your punches for the day, so making sure that no individuals have missed their breaks. Individuals who were working were all clocked in and clocked out for their shift. That all of these items have actually been taken care of by end of day. To review that, you will actually go over to labor reports, which I'll show you here in just a moment. Toast also assists in making sure that all checks are closed out. In selecting yes, that will be confirmation that those things have been taken care of. We'll show you where to get your deposit over and shortage, and that needs to be entered here as well. And then your actual sales and labor entered into your weekly budget. We're going to go review that step as well. So in cleaning of the clock, verified, cleaning of the clock and verified, you'll simply go into your Toast backend. You can also do this under your POS system. If you go into Managers Activities, if you go into Reports, you can click on Labor Reports. Labor Reports will bring up the same summary as your back end of Toast would do. Here you'll see under the Sales Summary, under the labor summary, you'll have your total sales here for the day. You will have your total hours, regular hours and overtime hours of what would need to be added. These are the two pieces of information that you would need to enter into your weekly sales budget. Also, what you would be looking at is in time entries and verifying all punches and clean out the clocks. Here you will be able to see to make sure that verifying that all employees per your labor card have actually clocked in and clocked out. It'll also give you an opportunity to see what type of break violations that you've had and whether or not those things need to be adjusted. You can add in a time entry for their breaks and or add in the entire shift on this back end without having to clock them in and clock them out via their POS mag card. So once you've obtained your sales and labor hours, you'll return to Wrike. After putting into your requests, you would hit submit. Your weekly budget and sales is located here on items or spaces that are shared with you under weekly budget. You will select that icon and go into your location. Where then with your weekly budgets that have been inputted by your general managers, you will then enter your actual sales and give the amount of hours that were actually worked. And that will conclude your entering the actual numbers into the weekly sales budget, sales, labor, and hours.